Today's topic is water. Where does it come from? How is it treated? And is it alive? Did you know that only about 0.007% of the Earth's water is available for human use? State the mission of the video. Where does our water come from? What happens to it before it reaches us? Can it harm us? And finally, could water have life or feelings? First, let's start with this question: where does water come from? The natural sources are precipitation, seen, rivers, groundwater, aquifer, glacier. 97% of the water on Earth is salt water, 2% is frozen, and only 1% is fresh water and accessible. The water cycle describes as follows. Evaporation. First, water from oceans, lakes, and rivers evaporates due to the heat of the sun and rises into the atmosphere as water vapor. Condensation. The water vapor then condenses in the cooler air and forms clouds. Precipitation. When enough water has collected in the clouds, it falls back to Earth as precipitation in the form of rain, snow, or hail. Collection. Eventually, the water collects again in rivers, lakes, and the ground, and the cycle begins again. The city's water sources are reservoirs, such as Lake Mead in the USA. Rivers, such as the Thames in London. And underground wells. Question: how is water treated before use? The treatment steps are coagulation and flocculation, removes dirt and particles. Sedimentation, particles settle. Filtration, sand, gravel, or membranes. Disinfection, usually with chlorine or UV light. Quality tests, pH, bacterial count, heavy metals, nitrates, etc. Another question: can treated water harm people? The answer is yes, under certain conditions. Such as Flint, Michigan in the USA. Lead leakage from old pipes due to untreated water caused major health crisis. Camp Lejeune in the USA. Chemical contamination linked to cancer and other diseases. Walkerton, Ontario in Canada. An E. coli outbreak due to inadequate water monitoring resulted in 7 deaths. Other problems. Overchlorination can produce byproducts such as trihalomethanes, linked to cancer. Microplastics and PFAS, perpetual chemicals, are increasingly being detected in treated water. In developing countries, a lack of infrastructure leads to outbreaks caused by contaminated water, such as cholera in Yemen. Now the question is, in which countries is there safe, drinkable tap water? Drinkable water usually means that it can be safely consumed directly from the tap without boiling, filtering, or chemical treatment. Countries where tap water is generally safe. These countries have strict water quality standards, modern infrastructure, and regular monitoring. In North America, Canada, USA, most areas. In Europe, Germany, Switzerland, Austria, Sweden, Norway, Finland, Netherlands, Great Britain, France, etc. In Oceania, Australia, New Zealand. In Asia, Japan, South Korea, Singapore, Israel. In South America, Uruguay, rare case due to strict public water laws. In Africa, generally limited, but some urban areas in South Africa or Botswana have partial access to clean water. Note, even in countries with clean water, exceptions may apply in individual cities or rural areas, such as Flint, Michigan. Countries where you should not drink tap water. Many developing or middle-income countries lack standardized water treatment systems. India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. Most of Africa, outside the major cities. Mexico, Brazil, rural areas. Southeast Asia, Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, Philippines. Eastern Europe, some parts, such as Albania, Bosnia, etc. China, urban tap water can be treated, but is usually not drinkable due to infrastructure problems. Risks: bacteria, E. coli, parasites, giardia, heavy metals, and chemical pollutants. Tip for travelers: use water bottles or UV purification bottles in high-risk countries. Access to clean drinking water is not just a matter of convenience. It is a sign of how much a society values health, infrastructure, and the environment. A very interesting question is, does water have life or feelings? From the scientific point of view, water itself is not alive, it is a molecule, H2O. But water is essential for life. No known organism can live without it. Emoto's water experiments claimed, although they are still controversial. Water crystals change their shape depending on words, music, or thoughts. It was widely criticized as unscientific, but it captured the public's imagination. According to current research, some studies suggest that water has unique memory-like properties, although this is still debated. From a philosophical point of view, in indigenous beliefs, water is often portrayed as a living being that must be respected. From a scientific point of view, water can support life, but it is neither alive nor conscious. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with more insightful videos.